Take two of number two video of today, which is Friday, I think. Yes, it is. I just want to say hello, and I just realized something. Oh no, okay. I'm like, is this payday? And I totally freaked out, blew it off. No, it's not. Anyway, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Tara Woodruff. I am a 54-year-old woman that is basically documenting, I'm like vlogging, talking a lot about my way of eating and kind of just doing the thing with you all. This particular playlist, there's a lot on this channel. This channel's been around for a minute. You'll find 15-year-old videos on here, I think. 10, 15-year-old videos. It's wild. But I just didn't want to like do a whole new channel. Why? For what? There's a lot of content on here that you might glean some interesting things from. I don't know. You know, I even have an older channel I'm thinking about reactivating because it is active. I just got to get back into it. Like there's no profile picture, but a lot of my super older videos are on there, and they're pretty funny. But anyway, I also have Simple Easy Beauty, where I used to do get ready with me's, and I go through seasons with makeup and that. Like I'll go years where I have to have makeup on every day before I even leave the house, to years where it's just me. It's very wild. Um, I'm cool with that though. I don't need, I still like a lot of the beauty stuff. Like I could really spend a lot of money on that stuff, but I just don't. I'm just not overly concerned with it right now. Oh, speaking of all that, my hair is like, what is happening? I started using this oil again on my roots, and I think it kind of like dries out the rest of my hair. But boy, it smells really good. So, oh, it's just what it is. Anyway, we're not here to talk about my crazy hair. I should probably put it up so it's not distracting me because I'm seeing it. Because I'm doing the video where I can see my face. So, anyhow, I am. If you were here yesterday, you saw that I was like, what happened? What's going on? Because I actually gained 3 pounds doing this way of eating, and I'm a keto whore. I basically maybe will have 4 net carbs a day, maybe. And I weighed myself 3 weeks ago. Just quick recap. And I weighed myself again yesterday. And what is in my pocket? A rock. And I nearly like I was like, what? I gained 3 pounds, and I'm thinking to myself, because I am obese, that I would absolutely like lose water weight right away and have some scale victory or whatever, just for fun. But the thing about it is that's really important is, and that I'm really grateful for, because I think in the past my mindset, especially, well, no, I'll get to that, but if you look back at this channel, I've embarked on a lot of health trips, things that I wanted to do to help myself. And like I've been a beach body girl. I've done a 30-day juice fast. That's on my old channel. I've done activated charcoal. Um, like I don't know what you'd call that. It's not a fast, but I took activated charcoal every day for a certain amount of days to see what the difference was. Um, you know, just stuff like that. I But all of those were kind of like, though I wanted to be healthier, it was coming from a more vain point of view, more of like what I wanted to look like. Although it definitely had to do with what I wanted to feel like, but look like was more than anything. And what I've discovered as a 54-year-old woman is that there are many times in your life where you're going to think that you're gross and you're not. Okay, so, you know, there are definitely, looking back, I see some videos where I'm like, damn, I was hurting. Like, damn, I was not healthy. And I could tell by looking at myself. There are times where I look at myself in some photos or videos where I actually look really healthy and I know I'm not, you know? So, coming from that point of view, coming into a ketogenic diet lifestyle, it's it would behoove you and it behooves me not to be doing solely for weight loss or looking good because you have a wedding coming up. Tying it to things like that, I just feel like are really disappointing and will lead you down a path that might have you do something more extreme than you would want to do for your body. There's a reason why um, there's a lot of fad things out there that are very popular and very expensive. And that whole deal is built to keep you fighting for a perfection that you might have already had or you already have and don't realize it because you're not looking at yourself right. So when I started this, um, I wanted to for health. I recently, I feel like it was yesterday. I recently lost my mother, and you know what she went through in her last days was unacceptable, and I can't. Like, I want to be as healthy as I can until I die. I want to I don't want to die in a nursing home or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? I just want to, when I go, it's my time. And up until that point, I want to live independently, freely, and physically in good shape. Whether I think I could lose some weight or whether other people think I could lose some weight is irrelevant. What's relevant is that I'm healthy, happy, active, and pain free. Okay, that's what's up. So that's why I started this. So yesterday, if I had come into going back to keto and then getting really super tight down on it rather quickly, where I'm at like 4 net carbs already, like I foresee carnivore full blown happening. So I actually consider myself that, but I know that I'm not because I do use some spices and I am heavier on dairy products than most carnivore people consider carnivore. So, like your purest carnivore is bacon, beef, butter, and eggs. I'm not a big fan of bacon, but I will put it in my diet because I don't hate it and it's got a lot of good fat. Beef, I'm all about that. I could eat that every day. Every day. I love it. Butter, I love. Fat, I love. So I'm almost there, right? Um, but I'm very lucky that at this point that have not embarked on this. I'm looking forward to being smaller. I'm looking forward to what that's going to feel like for my body. I'm looking forward to wearing clothes that are in my closet right now that I'm not putting on because they don't fit. I'm looking forward to those being a little too big on me. I'm looking forward to buying belts. I'm looking forward to all that stuff that I just absolutely love. But it's not my main focus. My main focus is health. And right now in my life, I'm really focusing on pain. Uh, I'm in awe. I'm not going to say it. I really got to get better at wording things because sometimes you just talk yourself into it. I have focused or noticed a lot of discomfort in this body over the past, who knows, it's been a long time. Probably, yeah, it's been a long time. When I was keto before, I was keto for like 3 years. I loved it. Loved it because life gets real simple when you know what you can eat. It's just much simpler. And I ended up carving up, which was the biggest mistake I ever made in the last 10 years of my life, outside of even being where I was when I carved up. And I can't even call that a mistake. It's just part of life. But the carving up was dumb. But I was under 30 a day, no problem. When it came to food, I didn't give a shit. I was happier eating meat than anything else. Um, I did drink alcohol copiously towards the end of keto, and I drank the whole time. So a lot of people would be like, "Well, you weren't really keto." I was. I was definitely burning ketones. I was definitely burning fat for energy. Um, and I was going the keto way: vodka, soda, seltzers. Like the only kind of carbs I was getting during the alcohol consumption was the alcohol sugars. None of that other stuff. I would never have a drink with fruit juice in it or soda. It just wasn't for me. So this time is completely different because I started with not drinking and realized that that wasn't enough for my body. That was just a step. Because I really thought that the physical discomfort that I was feeling at that time would probably dissipate a lot when I didn't drink. That didn't do anything. And it was just something that I noticed that it didn't do. And I was like, Then I started feeling worse. And so here we are. And you've probably heard this a billion times if you've been on this channel. I'm so sorry. But a lot of people are new. Anyway, if I had been coming into this just to lose weight, I would be pissed the fuck off right now. Because I've been under 4 net carbs to 5 net carbs, 3 net carbs a day for at least 3 weeks, maybe 4. And before that, I was definitely never went over 30 for another 3 to 4 weeks. I should have dropped 15 pounds in water weight, as far as I'm concerned. I didn't, and I actually gained some weight. And a lot of people, like I reach out to my group that I'm in on Facebook, and everybody was so wonderful. I couldn't even believe it. And people were talking about, measuring yourself, and I really don't. If I find the measuring thing, I will. But what it boils down to is Tara. You're 54 years old. You have drank alcohol nearly daily for a majority of your life. Not your adult life, of your life. And those 3.5 years may have done a really great job for your liver that I was keto before, as far as fatty liver is concerned. But you're 54 now. And I realized, and then of course I start looking, and your fatty liver will not begin to fully heal until you've been ketogenic for several months, 3 to 5 months. So if you are dealing with a fatty liver, and you can get it from alcohol, food, a combination of both, it's not good. You want to do something about it. Because if you end up with cirrhosis, you're dead. And it's an awful way to die. It is absolutely fucking horrifying. I can't even imagine. I'm pretty sure that one of my very good friends died of cirrhosis. I'm pretty sure that's what happened. And it's awful. Anyway, so it's not that I'm doing things terribly wrong. I just might not be doing everything right, but I am on track for healing that and taking control of my life. And I'm doing better than, like I said yesterday, than most people in the American diet. Even people that are healthy are not eating as healthy as I am. They just happen to be in a time in their life where their body isn't showing them signs that what they're doing is not the right thing to do for their body. That's all. You know what I mean? And who knows what's behind the scenes on that. So a lot of the stress disappeared. Yes, I'm drinking up a cup of coffee. But what I've learned is things that I can do. So if I want to accelerate the healing of my fatty liver, I talked about earlier a couple of things that I learned, and then I learned something else today also. Dr. Berg was talking about this, and I've actually seen a couple carnivores do this. Dry fasting. I, being somebody that's fasted several different times in my life, several different ways. I'm not, I don't know, several, maybe a big word. I definitely feel like I fasted more than a lot of people have, especially people that I know. Excuse me. Dry fasting, I've always thought was like bad news. Apparently, it's not so bad news. That one day, like 12 hours of dry fasting, is equivalent to the benefits of 3 days water fast. Let me tell you what a 3 day water fast will do. It's huge. And when you're in a healing mode, you want to reach autophagy. Oh gosh, just when I was about to say it, I had the whole word perfect in my mouth. And it disappeared. So that's basically when your body says, huh, so I'm not getting any outside food. So let me look for waste in the body and go ahead and eat that. Let's go get that. And so this is where people will see uh, healing. It'll eat the inflammation, it'll eat the residue crap that's all around your body and your liver, your kidneys, your skin, everything gets better. It's when people do something to force that reaction in your body that extends longer than it should, then your body starts to eat its muscle mass and bones. So you want to be really careful. That's what GLP-1s do. People that are losing weight on GLP-1s, um, that's what's happening. They're losing body mass. And that's like the stuff that holds you together, like your joints and your muscles. And as I'm growing older, the last thing I want is a lack of muscle mass. Muscles save your life when you're old. They're good for you. Not that I'm old. I'm not. I'm only halfway through this life. That's what it's another thing. Like, come on. I gotta do good for myself now. I've spent the first half trying to rid myself of life, and here I am. I want to live, and I want to live right. So, autophagy, I think that's what it is. So you do want to experience autophagy. That's why at night is when your body is really resting, relaxing, and healing. If you're not getting good sleep, you're in trouble because your body needs it, because that's when your body is working on itself. That's why not eating just before bed is good, so your body can say, oh, so I am working on myself. I'm not trying to digest that food that she just ate a half hour ago. So let me go ahead and work on the body and heal it. So you can accelerate your healing by 12-hour dry fast. Now, Dr. Berg was talking about OMAD and like waiting till dinner to eat. And I don't know if I like that idea. I'm not a doctor. He is. You can go check him out. But if you were to say, I'm going to go to bed at 9 o'clock tonight, that means 6 o'clock you should be done eating, right? And you don't eat or drink anything until 6 a.m. You've done a 12-hour fast. That's dry. Oh, wow. Talk about acceleration in your healing process. So, I'm probably not going to do that quite yet. But what I can do is what I talked about in the earlier video. Don't eat just before bed. That's crazy. Um, Also, yes, I am having, excuse me, a bit more dairy than I probably should, but I'm not going to sweat it right now because it takes time. And there's other things I can do to help give my liver a head start on that. But it's already working on it. You know what I mean? It's already doing that. But I should definitely consider fasting, even if I only did that one night a week. Let me tell you something. One night a week. So I've always felt that the healthiest people are the people that actually fast 48 hours every week or 24. If one 12-hour dry fast equals the benefits of a 3-day water fast, well, I could do it once a week. That is incredible. Who knows? Um, but what it boils down to, guys, if you're doing, if whatever way of eating you are eating, if you're doing it just to look differently, really, it's time to take accounting to yourself about why. And really, I pray that you would fall in love with yourself so much, and not in that shallow, hedonistic way, but in a really deep way, and understand that you being healthy is the most important thing in the world. And your looks will follow. It's like it's like every good thing that you've ever wanted will come as soon as you allow it to. And if you're constantly fixated on you not having it yet, you're never going to get there. You'll yo-yo your diets, you'll yo-yo your life. Everything will be fucking up and down instead of going in that direction. Granted, we're going to have all sorts of pitfalls. Okay, like if you're doing a ketogenic diet and you fall off the wagon and you have a cheeseburger with a bun on it, or you eat a piece of cheesecake, or something like you say, I gotta have some popcorn. Whatever. Don't let that be the end of that. That's one mistake. You've got to be careful though, because carbs will. When I carb cycled, it turned into a monster. Um, so try not to do it again, and just keep moving forward. Whatever it is, if you're embarking on a physical fitness exercise program and you really want to see something happen, like maybe you're looking to be able to lift a certain amount or run a certain amount of time or achieve something, if you stop, you get back on and you keep going. And you keep going and you take care of your body while you're doing it. And because you want to run a 5-minute mile doesn't mean that today's the day. As a matter of fact, you've only been running a mile every day for 5 days. And none of them have been less than 10 minutes. Are you going to quit running even though you have a goal of a 5-minute mile a week in, 2 weeks in, 3 weeks in because you're not there yet? I'm telling you, all the things in your life that you have been wanting to achieve that you haven't yet is because you haven't had the self discipline and the self love to really see yourself through it. And that is true for me in so many ways, a lot of ways. So I've been listening to a lot of Neville Goddard. I don't. I think when I played that back yesterday, it didn't even sound like his name. I don't know. Weird. And it's just like God. He says, "I know it from the end." There's scripture where he talks about, "I already know it from the end." That's how, if we want to achieve, we should be looking at it from the end, from the place that it's already achieved. So, how would you act today if you already could run a 5-minute mile? If you already could run a 5-minute mile, you'd probably be already thinking about your next goal. Maybe you want to do a triathlon. So now you got to get good at swimming. Maybe you got to get a bicycle and actually start that and start practicing and then achieving new goals. But if you didn't hit the first one, then how would you even develop the personality, the identity to move into the next one? So always look at it from the end and kind of almost almost arrogantly know it's already done. So that's what I got to say. That's what I got to say. I'm excited about that and saying that. Sorry it took a long time to get to the wisdom part of the video, but all of it may be something that you could have heard, and maybe none of it, but that's what it is. We're getting snow tonight. It is May 30th or 29th. It's the 29th. We're getting snow tonight. Some areas of Vermont are going to see up to 8 to 12 inches. I hope that's not us. I hope it is just a joke from the New England weather guy. I really do. But anyway, I'm going to head out. I'm cooking dinner. It's late. I'm going to be up late. But I love you long time. I want to thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I'll see you tomorrow. We've got to prepare. Sunday's a big work day for me, and I'm excited. And so that's that. I'll see you on the other side. Thank you very much. Bye bye.